Yeah, so also after that lady told me all those things and I confronted him about it, he realized now that things are about to blow up, right? And I'm about to just shut the door completely. So what he did, being stuck, he's thinking, oh my god, panicking and stuff. So he contacted her and threatened her and said to her he's going to let her lose her job. He's going to come to her workplace and cause problems and make her lose her job. So she came back to me now and sent a voice note, which I still have even now. I checked my phone earlier and I realized it's still in the phone. She sent a voice note and said, oh, so everything she told me earlier, she take it back because this man is threatening her and he's going to come to her job and let her lose her job, and she don't want to lose her job basically. You know what I mean? So that's the kind of thing that he does. He controls, he intimidates, you know what I mean? And so on. And bully. You know what I mean? So, but the thing is, when she's the kind of person, and that's why I think she was being honest with me as well, because even though he threatened her and so on, she didn't just come and say, "Oh, sorry, I was lying." She told me everything. She said that he's threatening her and said she should come and say that to me, right? And if she don't say that, he will do this and do that and do the other, and she don't want that to happen. So therefore, she's telling me, "Look, I was being honest with you, but because this man is behaving like this and want me to lose my job and all the rest of it, I'm taking it back because he said I should." You know what I mean? The recording was just hilarious in a sense, because I'm like, well, so that's the thing that, oh, she came and told me so and so, but the way she said it, you clearly threatened her. You know what I mean? And he's like, oh, why she say it like that and whatever, whatever. You know what I mean? And I'm like, well, to me, what she said to me still stands, because she didn't come to me of her own to say, you know what, let me not do this. I was lying. Let me take it back. No. She came to me because he forced her to do so and put her in a position whereby she feel like she had to do it because she didn't want the repercussions that would come if she didn't. Right? Yeah. Yeah, and even when he was trying like bother me for relationship and so on, and I realized I wasn't even flinching, it was just doing the most. It was like, oh yeah, like a virgin, oh, a stone, and all the rest of it. You know what I mean? Because I don't know what he expected me to be doing in that short time and whatever else. But anyway, yeah. But yeah, this guy was just lost, and the very fact that even after I decided, look, I'm done. I cussed him out. I got so fed up of his stupidity, of his wickedness, of his manipulation. I stepped away. He even sent someone on TikTok to come and inbox me and tell me, oh, I should contact him because he loved me and all the rest of it. Imagine, he treated me the way he did. When I was, even when, like, if you say sorry now, I mean, it won't take maybe a day or two or so, maybe not even that long before he started being disrespectful. You know what I mean? He can't help it. It's just in his makeup. It's just the way it is. You know what I mean? I don't think there's anyone that he's ever been with that can speak about him and say, oh, he's been good and he showed them love and there hasn't been any drama and so on. Even the lady that he was with for 4 years, the lady from England that he was with for 4 years, she said there was another lady that he was speaking to in America, and she was trying to warn the lady, and the lady was like, oh, you had your turn, it's my time. And then that same lady came back now to tell her, you know what I mean, what the hell he put her through. So everybody, you know what I mean, a lot of people, except for those the few that he control, that, and I think even the ones that he control, because there's one that he control who I said send me an email, right, and tell me her experience with him, which is not nice at all. And these people are scared of him. Even men are communicated, and I sent something to her, and before you know it, he had it, because he's so controlling. They're so afraid. I don't even know. It's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, this guy is a serpent. He's a demon. Honestly speaking, I mean, I've never encountered a human being that behaves this way. You know what I mean? And okay, I'm not interested. Leave me alone, huh? No, he can't accept that. He wants to break me. He wants to destroy me. And he even told me that much. And then the same mouth he used to tell me that much, he come back and try to get me to come and talk to him. Like, how messed up in the head can a person be to tell someone, go on TikTok and talk about the person, try to disgrace the person, put the person down, turn people against the person, and then turn around and begging the person to talk to you and telling them how much you love them and you can't do without them, you're going crazy, like, and then turn around now and disrespect the same person again. I mean, his mouth, he has so many mouths, I swear down. I'm telling you. Oh my God, it's just something else. But anyway, so, just this, I hope no one encounters this kind of behavior. But obviously, if you have, then you actually have encountered a narcissist. You know what I mean? And the best way to get rid of a narcissist is to just total cut off. Don't let, because the thing is, I cut him off. But if I, in hindsight, I would, if I wanted me, right? I like to communicate. And if I feel like, okay, this person is out of order and the person is behaving the way the person is behaving, right? And I don't want him to get up and just not see me or whatever. Right, in his case, I think he was vulnerable as well. So I felt like I'm going to tell him what I'm going to do. But I should have just not even tell him nothing and make him a wonder. That would even make him more, that would even shake him up even more. And he needs that shake up. Because he has this God complex whereby he feels like everybody should worship him and lord him and, you know what I mean, give him what he wants, and yeah, he should control them. You know what I mean? Yeah. And what I had to do in the end is delete my email, my business email, because he couldn't get me on TikTok. And the thing is with TikTok as well, right? I blocked him, but he was able to inbox me because we were friends on TikTok before, and we already have an existing chat. They allowed him to come and message me. I'm like, oh my God, this is not safe. You know what I mean? I feel like when you're blocked, all of that should just go. The same way the person commented on your stuff, your posts and stuff, it disappears. It's the same way the chat should just go to. That's something they need to work on, because I should never have been able to have access to me still. You know what I mean? When they couldn't get me now, other places, all I have to do is at one point is him deactivate my account. He went on Google and called me on there. He couldn't call, and then he went and called me on Facebook. And I'm like, this guy seems like he's done this thing before. He's everywhere. Stuff that he wouldn't probably think of to go and do. He's doing it. He's finding every way to get to me. You know what I mean? And the way how he gets, because he wouldn't have gotten over me, but the way how these kind of people, because what he started doing at the beginning, when he started getting people and turning them against me and all the rest of it, and kind of recruiting people to be around him, to give him that feeding that he needs, that feeding of energy, that feeding of praise and everything that he needs. You know what I mean? He was getting that, but at the same time, he didn't have, I think maybe by now, he has somebody that he can sink his claws into. He needed that, right? And he somehow wasn't getting something from them that he might have been getting from me, or that he hoped to get from me. You know what I mean? That's the reason why I kept reaching, trying to contact me, and I just keep leaving the door shut. So he had no choice but to get a replacement. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that's what they do. They always, for them to be able to like move on, or even appear to be, and even after all of this, and even though he created this atmosphere, right, he was on his live, I was told, crying and all the rest of it. Like, yeah, you create this situation, you can't manage it, because he create chaos, because that's what his life is. His life is chaos, his mind is chaos. But he can't deal with the repercussions of it. You know what I mean? When people find him out and decide to take themselves away and leave him to deal with the chaos. Because the chaos keeps whoever he draws into that realm confused. And trust me, it wasn't a realm. I think, to be honest, right, there were times I think I was even losing myself. It was a very short time, but I'm telling you, there's a lot that really happened. And what I said to myself, right, this is the kind of person that you hear on the news that, the kind of behavior he was giving off, the kind of behavior he was exhibiting, right? He's the kind of person you hear on the news, this person has unalived their partner, unalived their children, unalive the dog and the puss and whatever, and unalive themselves. That's the kind of person, that's all it was giving me. And I experienced AB first, on psychological, emotional AB, even without being in the same space with the person. You know what I mean? Yeah, that is what that felt like, and trying to communicate with him. Communication is basic. I keep saying to him, you can't even communicate. You know what I mean? Communicating with that man was like banging my head in the wall. It felt so painful. It was impossible. You know what I mean? So it had me in this state whereby I wasn't, because I'm somebody who I like to have calm. I'm a loner. I like to be able to kind of reflect and, tune into my inner self and so on. And this person just came with all this baggage, all this intensity, always crying. Because he knows that I'm a person, I'm a child of God. I believe in the Almighty. I try to do His will. At one point he was saying, you want to accept Christ as Savior and the rest, and I was praying with him and all those things. So like I said, he watched me, he know what I'm into, he know who I am, know what I'm about, and even in the beginning, he wasn't trying, like after a while, get close to me now, he was being a bit, but even in communication with me, he wasn't trying to be disrespectful or whatever, because he realized what kind of person I am. He knows if I'm on the live and they're playing anything and they're slackness in it, I might leave and whatever, so he knew what I was about. So he was trying to be cautious, very calculative. This is it. The man is very calculative in all his actions. Very calculative. You know what I mean? And if any woman that he talks to think that he loves them, think again. He can, if you get him what he wants, he might try to show that. But it's something whereby, here's the thing, the more he gets what he wants from you, the more you feel like he can control you, and the more you see these dirty ways. The more you see his dirty ways. And even if you give him what he wants, and there's something that you've done whereby he might, because he's always going to think you're doing something, or you're cheating, or you know what I mean? There's always going to be some suspicion or the other, because he's very insecure as well. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I wish everyone love and light. And if you've experienced anything like this, you know what I mean, just know you're not alone. There's a lot of people out there that's been through this, but just know that there's no point in trying to help someone to heal themselves while injuring. It's almost like you're cutting bits of yourself and patching somebody else up, and then you're bleeding and you're exposing your, you know what I mean. So your skin is needed to protect your body, but then you're cutting bits of you to patch them up and leaving yourself exposed for infection and for whatever else. You know what I mean? And that person is never going to say to you, oh, take care of yourself first. Like me, for example, I haven't worked for 5 years. I'm on long-term sickness. I ended up having to leave my job on health grounds, right? And this man know that. And even me going live with him and so on, that was just taking so much out of me. We started live on Fridays, and before you know it, he wanted what you call it, promo live on Monday, you want on Wednesday, you want it, you know what I mean? And I'm like, I find myself on live so many days that I wouldn't even do for my own self. And it was really draining me. That was draining me, and plus he was draining me on top. And it was just so intense that since he came into my life, it's like my feet didn't hit the ground, because it was just so much intensity. And being that somebody who wasn't well, who have issues around sleeping, who have very fatigued, not able to really function as properly as I would like to on a daily basis, because I have major sleep issue, I have a condition, you know what I mean? So it's like, he approached me in a time when I'm not very strong myself, and then all of this intensity and this drain of my energy impacted my well-being as well. But he didn't care about that. He used that to his advantage. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I had to, it didn't take long. It didn't take long for me to get out of him, and I tried to leave before, but because, like I said many times before, like 4 to 6 times before, I said, yeah, and maybe more than that, but who knows? I can't even check, because I have evidence. And the leave that I try to leave is by telling him, or by sending text and telling him, look, we're not compatible, you're not respectful, you don't even know, quite frankly, you're saying love, but I don't see it. You know what I mean? I know what love is. So I'm not easily fooled or deluded by this. You know what I mean? What I told you in the past is that, look, you set the tone of our relationship or our friendship, because you're the one who's pushing for this, right? It's not something that I want or need. I'm accommodating you, and you're setting the tone. So if you're disrespectful to me, then obviously it's going to impact however however we interact, and however I interact with you. If you're respectful to me, and you speak to me with respect and with love and whatever else, then you get that back. So this was just so tumultuous. It was very short, but very tumultuous, and dare I say toxic as well. You know what I mean? Yeah. It didn't last no time. It didn't last no time at all. And I knew there was no future for me and him. Right? In the end, I said, okay, let's just see, because they keep on pushing this thing, pushing relationship, pushing, calling me wife. And I'm like, oh my God, this guy. And it's like, I pitied him, because I'm like, how can anyone be so deluded and so desperate? You know what I mean? And then so desperate for something, but then when they get the opportunity, they don't know how to treat the person. Or, when they get a potential opportunity, that okay, there might be a potential for this, but at the same time, they can't even maintain that. You know what I mean? They can't pour into it, they can't nurture it, because they're destructive. You know what I mean? It's crazy. So just know that no such person is deserve your time, whether you're a male or female. No such individual is deserve your time, because this is ultimately, no matter how it might feel at times, it's ultimately going down to the road of destruction. That's it. And the more you stay with that person, the more they're going to tear you apart until you're not going to even recognize yourself. Right? You're going to be a shell, and whoever you have around you, they're going to isolate you from them. And before you know, you don't even have no one to call on. You don't have no strength. You don't have no source of. Because in my case, I'm a loner anyway. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I felt like I wasn't pouring into myself as I should. Mainly because initially when he approached me, I was going live with him and so on. I was alright. I was managing, but then all of this kind of drained me, and then I was feeling ill, and there was stuff I needed to do, even for him, that he asked me to do. I wasn't even able to do it. And at the time, there was a massive heat wave, and that really impacted my well-being as well. You know what I mean? So I was mostly just lying down, resting and so on, just trying to get my strength up. And sometimes you might want to go and do promo, and I'm like, I don't even have the strength. I might push myself, because he wanted us to go and do promo and so on. But I find that I was depleting, and I'm like, this is not worth it. He's not worth this, the bother and all the rest of it. Yeah. But I'm just glad that I was able to tear away, to shut the door closed, and no matter how he tried to threaten and cuss and beg and plea and all the rest of it, because his thing is about disgrace. I mean, nobody don't like disgrace, right? And that's his thing, what he tend to do. Even with the woman, I'm going to come to your job and cause problem and you lose a job. You know what I mean? In my case, I'm going to go on TikTok and disgrace you and whatever else, right? But obviously his way of disgracing is telling lies, and you know what I mean, he has experience in this. It's something that he's been doing all his life, you know what I mean? And then because he knows that woman can be gullible, you know what I mean? And then because some of these women, they might be desperate or whatever else, so they believe what he said, they swallow the pill, and they go on with it. They run with it. Imagine him telling women stuff about me, and these women know me, and I even approach them to tell them stuff, and they didn't even try to listen to hear me. One thing with me, I will always hear. Even when that lady called me, right? She thought I was going to be rude to her. I said to her, why would I be rude to you? You're a fellow female, you come and tell me something. The least I can do is hear you out. Whether or not I believe, then it's up to me. You know what I mean? And I heard her out, and she came with stuff that only a person that would have been in his house, that would have been connected to him, would have got this information, would have been able to access his phone and see our conversations and so on. So, you know what I mean? So I would never have someone approach me and shut them down before I can hear them out. And that's what those women did. I wasn't even coming to tell them nothing really. I was just telling them, look, just be careful. I send them the stuff and say, well, the same person that you're over there listening to and lapping up what they're saying I'm crazy and whatever else. But take a look at this. You know what I mean? But they didn't want to see any of it, because they liked the fact the life was going good. You know what I mean? People were inboxing us and telling us they like the chemistry, they like what we're doing. People coming there and saying we're doing a great work and whatever else. So they wanted to be in the limelight. They wanted to be a part of it. And one of them claimed, expressed that she liked him, to him, and all the rest of it. You know what I mean? Then the same people, in no time, they're no longer there. I don't know what happened there. You know what I mean? So, yeah. So just protect yourself, people. Yeah. You're better off being by yourself and being at peace than being with somebody who's just going to destroy you, that don't love you, that don't respect you. Yeah. Blessings.